Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady. So sit back, relax and enjoy some Reddit stories. Never snap your fingers at someone to get their attention. This isn't the typical I don't work here lady story, but does technically fit. I consider myself a patient and cool-headed guy, not easily angered or mad, even in tense situations. However, I do have one trigger from my childhood that gets me instantly enraged. Living with my abusive aunt, she snapped her fingers every time she wanted you to do something. So if anyone snaps their fingers to get my or anyone else's attention, I go from a level 1 to 10 in seconds. It's something I'm fully aware of, and my friends joke with me on it. Adam's family theme song is my ringtone for when they call. But a few weeks back, I'm at a Buy n Large. That is not my usual store I go to. I'm wearing a business button-up, long-sleeve shirt and black slacks. I'm also in sneakers and no tie, just casual nice. I'm passing through the clothing tables in the middle to see if they have anything I like. I first hear the snapping fingers like it's a gunshot. I instantly look over and this large woman is facing away and trying to get the attention of an employee. My rage at hearing the snapping is at an 8, and my eyes are staring daggers at this woman, but she is unaware of my presence. I'm just far enough away that I don't hear their conversation, just bits and pieces that she's trying to find an outfit in her size. It's not likely given her ample size. The female employee with the headset is politely helping her look through the stacks of clothes, and that's all the interaction I see take place. I calm down enough and go about my business. I know what I want there, and it's to pick up a few select items in the back and freezer section. Roughly 10 to 20 minutes later, I'm trying to find where a particular item is, as it's always been down the same aisle in every store. I look around for an employee and find the same female with the headset walking toward the employee section in the back. I politely ask her where said item is, or is it not sold at that store? She's as perplexed as I am, as it's not in her area. She radios into her headset and someone in the back goes to check on a computer. While we were waiting, I inquire about the lady who snapped her fingers at her. The female employee is cool about it and shrugs it off like it's all part of the job, smiling even, saying that it's a fairly common occurrence. What? The person on the radio informs us that said item is on a different aisle up front, so the two of us walk up there. I leave my car off to the side of a new aisle out of the way of the traffic. We chit-chat about the item and why it's so good. Maybe 10 to 15 seconds of dialogue when I hear a female voice loudly shout, "There you are! I still need your help and you go walk off." She then snaps her fingers and points down as if she's to heal by her side. I'm instantly enraged to 10. She wasn't even talking to me, but that didn't matter. I locked eyes onto hers and made a beeline over to where she stood. "Don't do this." I snapped my fingers inches from her face 3 times. Each time she winces back with bug eyes and an open-mouthed gape. The female employee was quick on the take and intervened before I could go off on an epic rant I had rolling around in my head since I first saw her do that. The woman could only sputter nonsense like I had slapped her, never taking her eyes from mine for fear I would attack her or something. There were quite a few people gawking at the spectacle and several more employees intervened. When the general manager came, the fat woman instantly put on the waterworks and started hysterically recalling what happened. I was angry, but in full control of myself and thinking clearly. I was far enough away, standing still, breathing slowly, while she was freaking out at the goal that someone would attack her like that. Her mistake was when she said through blubbering lips, "I want that man fired. He attacked me. Everyone saw it." The puzzled look on everyone's face was evident. The general manager, the female employee, the ones who came in later. "Ma'am, who are you talking about?" I chimed in with a cool and calm voice. The rude one here believes I work here, so instead of firing me, I quit, boss. Didn't get the laugh I was intending, but it did diffuse the tension like a charm. The woman yelled back, "You do too work here? I saw you talking with her," pointing to the female employee next to me. The general manager looked at me, I looked back and calmly said, "Yes, as a customer, I asked your wonderful employee here where the," pointing to the items that moments ago was requested over a headset, "item was, and here it is." The woman goes into another hysterical fit, garbled frustrated noises, none of which are English. General manager pulls her aside to calm her down, and I go back to my car with an employee escort. I purchase my items and stand in the receipt checking line. I look around and see the woman walking with the general manager towards the manager's office. I snap my fingers to get her attention, but only the general manager looks over with a bit of a scowl. I head out of the store, intending never to come back. Not that exciting of an ending, but I did ruin her day, and that's plenty of satisfaction for me. I called the store later that evening to get any additional information and to apologize for my part in the fiasco. The new MOD was made aware of the situation but didn't know many details. He thanked me for my apology and would relay it to the general manager when they talk next. I asked if she received compensation for her troubles. He assured me she didn't. I don't regret what I did, nor will I apologize to her for it. If she doesn't know that snapping your fingers to get someone's attention is rude and degrading, she deserved the aftermath of someone doing it to her in return. I can't imagine someone snapping their fingers at me, or anyone else for that matter, but pointing down at the ground as well, as if you're like to heel at the ground like a dog. How pathetic is that in any way? I really wish the employee didn't intervene. Jerk wants my mum fired at a store she doesn't work at, while my mother refuses to be fired. So there is a store in town where the employees wear plain black pants and plain red shirts. My mother was there with my father, and she was wearing plain black pants and was wearing a red and white shirt. Of course, we all know that entitled people are not smart enough to realize that the shirt she was wearing was not the same shirt that the employees were wearing. Both of my parents told me what happened, so I got a pretty clear picture of what happened. Not too clear of a dialogue though, so I'll just give a rundown on what I was told. While my parents were looking at cleaning products, our entitled parent walks up to them. He demands attention from them because he can't find the aisle with canned meat, even though he would have to go right past it to get to the cleaning aisle. Dad tries to talk to him, but the entitled parent turned and called him a racial slur. Mum stepped in quickly and realized he was talking to her about the meat. She tells him she doesn't work there, and then tells him what aisle he was in. She was trying to keep Dad from going at the guy. The entitled parent just walked away and went to that aisle. They got what they needed, but they encountered the entitled parent. Dad said that he called Mum something nasty, though wouldn't say what he called her. The entitled parent accused my mum of lying to him because he looked all over the aisle and didn't see any canned meat. He demanded my mother, using that nasty name again, to show him where it was at. My mum said, in her calm but angry tone, that she does not work there. Even if she did, she would not respond to a completely rude man like him, and that if she had worked there, she would find a way to ban him from the store. An employee was in the aisle, suddenly found his arm being pulled towards the entitled parent. The entitled parent got nose to nose with this poor guy and told him to get whoever was in charge there. He had a complaint. Then, he all but threw the guy back. Dad was able to catch the guy before he fell over. Mum started scolding the entitled parent for almost hurting that young man, and I wasn't told how he replied. After a few minutes, the district manager came in, learned the story, and asked the entitled parent to stand aside while he talks to this employee about her attitude. The entitled parent wanted her fired and out of there right now, accused my mother of calling him something nasty and refusing to help him. So the district manager took my mother aside and told her that he is going to pretend to fire her so the jerk can leave. This is the only part where there is dialogue, based on what I was told. Wait, are you saying that you are going to bow to his wishes? Well, if it keeps the peace, yes. If he is complaining, he's just going to cause trouble. So I'm going to fire you. Oh no, you are not. You are not giving in to his demands. You are not going to fire me because he will go around thinking he can get anyone who works here or anywhere else fired. Oh, he comes in here a lot and always causes this kind of mess with customers, so it's just easier. My mum cut him off again. If he comes in here a lot and does this every time, then he is a problem. He is always causing trouble, so you deal with him, not go with the easy fix. But you don't work. My mum cut him off a third time. Doesn't matter if I do or not, he treated me with such disrespect, called my husband racial slurs, nearly hurt one of your own employees, and you're going to feed into that ego of his because it's easier? What happens if he gets angry at a real employee? Are you going to throw that innocent person under the bus because it's easier? Well, Mum, a fourth cut, how would your corporate offices feel about you letting a man who constantly harasses employees and customers into their store? Think they will take your side on this, that you are costing them customers? Do you think that they will like it if they find out how you allow the mistreatment of your staff? That you would fire an employee without probable cause and create lawsuits? My dad told me how the district manager didn't say anything because he knew he would be cut off again. That man is creating a hostile work environment and you're helping him. Either do something about him or I'll call corporate and have them talk to you about it. So the district manager, trying to save his own butt, goes to the entitled parent and tells him to leave the store. The entitled parent threw a fit and tried to throw a punch, but the district manager easily ducked and warned him to leave. The entitled parent did so, cursing the entire time. The district manager apologized, promised that he will do what he can to have that man banned, even for a little while. When my folks paid for their stuff, they saw the entitled parent hanging around in the parking lot, waiting for them. They told an employee who talked to a security guard, who went outside and pretty much kept the entitled parent distracted, while my folks rushed to the truck and threw their stuff in. They hoped they weren't seen as they left, and my mum was so angry her face was completely red when she got home. She just took a shower and is trying to calm down. Dad and I put the groceries away, but Dad told me that he'll take me to the other store across town tomorrow if I wanted to go shopping tomorrow. We both didn't want a chance seeing that entitled parent. Right there, his mum does not need to be fired, she needs to be promoted. That was amazing. I'm working, but I don't work here. So I work for a food delivery service where people place orders on an app and I accept the order, pick up the food from the restaurant and deliver it to the customer. This job doesn't have a uniform, so I'm just wearing a hoodie, a World of Warcraft hoodie to be specific, and jeans. I go into a sit-down restaurant to pick up an order, I don't remember what the uniform for the restaurant is, and walk up to the podium where the host stands to seat customers. I tell them who I am and the name the order is under, and they walk back to the kitchen to check on the status of the order. I'm waiting at the podium, looking at the details of the order on my phone, and holding a bag in my hand that keeps the food warm until it's delivered. A family gets up from their table and starts walking towards the door, when the mum comes over to me and says, "Excuse me," and I turn around. "I just wanted to let you know that someone really needs to go check the bathrooms." My first thought is, why is she telling me this? Is she warning me against using the restroom? Then it occurred to me that she thought I worked there. I've read this sub before and thought, wow, it finally happened to me. I mean, technically I am working, but I don't work here, and don't look like I do at all. I'm just waiting at the podium like every other customer who comes into the restaurant. My second thought is, please don't be a Karen. Since I am technically working, I could get in trouble if I end up having to tell off a Karen. Though it wouldn't really upset me that much to lose this job, since it isn't my only job and doesn't really bring in much money. If I had to lose it to tell off a Karen, it would be worth it. But I wouldn't want to give Karen the satisfaction of knowing she got me fired, even if it was from a bad side job. The woman rumbled on and on about how the bathroom was filthy, a toilet was clogged and overflowing, it was disgusting, etc. Suddenly, after almost a full minute of rambling, she took a good look at me up and down and stopped talking. "You don't work here, do you?" I just kind of awkwardly smile and repeat back, "I don't work here." I probably should have interrupted her to tell her sooner. "Oh, I just assumed because you were standing at the podium. I didn't even look at your clothes. I'm sorry, I'll find someone who works here to let them know." It's okay. Yeah, someone definitely needs to address that. She walked away, and about a minute later, the host comes back with my order and I take off. The lady was nice, even when she did think that I worked there, so thankfully not a Karen. But it finally happened to me, uneventful as it was, so I wanted to share the story. Oh, it's a nice happy ending, we love to see those ones. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like. And if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.